Hello and welcome, Disney Infiniteers. This is James from iHeartInfinity.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Disney Infinity 3.0 character, Nick Wilde, from the movie Zootopia. So let's talk a little about the character's background, and don't worry, I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as possible for anyone who hasn't had a chance to see the movie yet. Nick Wilde is, of course, one of the two main characters of the future film Zootopia, and he is just a regular, average, everyday fox trying to make a living on the streets of the city of the same name. And there's really not that much else we can talk about for this character without going into spoilers, so let's just go ahead and dive right into compatibility. Nick Wilde is a Disney Infinity 3.0 character, which means he only works in Infinity 3.0. You can't use him in 1.0 or 2.0. But he should be forwards compatible if there are any future games in the series. Additionally, he is not part of any playsets, so you can't use him in any, which means you're only going to be able to use him in Toy Box. However, you can use him in the Toy Box expansion games, Toy Box Speedway, and Toy Box Takeover. And since Zootopia is such a new movie, there aren't any Toy Boxes dedicated specifically to it yet. However, the Disney Infinity team has stated that they are working on a level specifically for me. Alright, so with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about gameplay. Now, Nick Wilde is what I would describe as a heavy fighter. That is, his attacks are slow, but when they hit, they do a lot of damage. But he is a bit of a style change, especially if you're coming from the Star Wars playsets. And really, I don't think he's meant to be a combat character. I think he's meant more as a platforming character alongside his co-stars, Judy Hobbs. And that's not really all that unusual. I would say most of the Disney characters are really designed more for having fun with rather than using them as serious combat characters. Although some of them are extremely effective fighters, such as Sorcerer's Apprentice. But if you do choose to use him in a primarily combat role, you're not going to be disappointed. He's got his ranged attack. You can charge up that range attack to do additional damage. He's got melee attacks. And he even has combo attacks, which you may have gotten used to from the Star Wars characters, where you can hit his melee attack, wait until his hands glow a little bit, and tap again to do an extra damage attack that will also break through enemies who are blocking. However, he doesn't have a finisher move to go along with it, so, you don't get that. He does, however, have a special attack, though, where he will summon a tiny elephant to fight alongside him for a temporary amount of time. Now, if you want to know why he summons a small elephant, you're going to have to go see the movie. Additionally, why is he swinging a giant popsicle? You'll have to go see the movie and find out why. Trust me, it does make more sense when it's not just an arbitrary choice, like, say, Mickey or Donald's attacks are. So if you want to play with Nick as a combat character, you can. He's not going to be as effective as, say, the Star Wars characters or presumably the Marvel characters that are coming out later this month. But he's better than some other choices, and he can hold his own in this fight, no problem. But it is worth noting that there is not going to be very much variety to the way he fights. You're either going to be hitting them up close with the melee attack, using the combo attack to do some extra damage if you have the time to pull it off, or you're going to be hitting them with a ranged attack. There is not much variety beyond that. But, this is Disney Infinity, and that is pretty much par for the course. We have been spoiled a bit by the Star Wars characters who are very action-oriented. I expect the superheroes will also be heavily action-oriented. So, that's fine. But where he really is going to shine is in platforming. In levels like side-scrollers or ones with a lot of jumping. He won't be as good as his co-star Judy Hobbs. She has the highest jump in the game, but he is no slouch. He has a very high super jump move, which you can use pretty effectively in most platforming levels. So from a purely gameplay perspective, you're not really going to go wrong with picking this character up. He is a middle-of-the-road character, jack of all trades. He can fight, he can jump. He doesn't excel at either, but you're not going to feel disappointed in getting him. But of course, that doesn't take into account how much you like Zootopia, how much you like the character, and that's really what should be driving your purchasing decisions in the end anyway. I personally really enjoyed the character in the movie. I have no problem recommending him on that basis to anybody who enjoyed the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, absolutely go out and check it out. It is well worth seeing. If I have a complaint about the character, it's that he doesn't have enough dialogue. Now, in Disney Infinity 3.0, we've had kind of two ends of the spectrum here, where we've had guys like Hulkbuster and Ultron who do not shut up. And then characters like Judy, Nick, and Spot who really don't talk all that much at all. Now, with Spot, that makes sense. He doesn't have any dialogue in The Good Dinosaur, at least nothing worth mentioning. Judy and Nick are different, though, and they both have a lot of good lines. Now, granted, a lot of those lines are playing off of each other, where they will respond to something the other character said, but they have plenty of one-liners on their own, regardless, and I would have liked to have heard more of them in the game. So, yeah, that's a complaint, not a huge one, but I do consider it a little bit of a missed opportunity, because both of these characters have a lot of personality to them that comes out through their dialogue. But there's also a lot of personality that comes out of their visual designs as well, and, you know, Nick is pretty solid when it comes to that. I like that they've really managed to capture in his animations kind of his laissez-faire attitude that he exhibits throughout the movie. This is a guy who really is just kind of strolling through life, and he's perfectly happy to do that. And, you know, the animations capture that perfectly, so kudos to the Disney Infinity team. And that's also reflected in his figure, which I'm going to toss up on screen here real fast. It looks great. Definitely looks good on your shelf. Highly recommend picking it up. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at his skill tree real fast. There's nothing really standout here. You get your usual array of health benefits, jumping, recovery in midair, assisting teammates who have fallen, which will be more important if you play co-op a lot more. Here's a special attack. You can see he calls on a Finnick townsperson. And then again, the usual array of increasing the number of special meter bars you got, how fast they charge up, and increasing the duration and power of his attack. All very usual. And of course, here's the melee tree. You can see it's pretty Spartan. You've just got your basic melee attacks. He does have his combo attack, which is nice, and then powering it up. And then his range attack, and this is where you're probably going to end up spending most of your time. You've got some power boosts. It'll increase the amount of damage that's done in a kind of a splatter effect, an AoE effect, and, you know, his charge up. And now we're going to show off his costume power disc, and you should know that people do consider this to be a very small spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled at all, turn off the video now. And there you have it, Officer Wilde of the ZPD. I think it's a cool looking power disc. It turns him into a police officer with the full uniform and everything. He's still got the slightly loose tie and the sunglasses on top. And it comes in the Zootopia Power Pack set. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to wrap things up. And you can check out our video on Judy Hopps if you'd like. Either way, we'll see you next time.